since last month, we'll be having these meetings once a month, the last Sunday of the month, to grow and build, not just talk about it, but have some deliverables about what we're doing, and be very intentional about finding these solutions and implementing those solutions. We'll be talking about strategic planning and where we are with our planning process, so that we can be most effective in this community, and that we find the best way that we can get some of these things done. The next meeting will be next month, last Friday, I believe that's the 30th. We'll talk about that in this meeting as well. Okay. Myself, Dante, I'm just part of the community, and part of this movement that we're doing here. And Tim,
Good evening, everybody. I'm Coach Tim. Coach Tim Wright. Coach football at North Cap Charter for a year. Me and Coach Dante was Dante Diallo, but we grew up together playing football as well. When Coach Dante came to me about the outreach program, I was excited because that's what we do as coaches, but we do it on a team aspect. And like I said, I've been coaching for 20 years, and I understand the needs of children, also the parents. So at the end of the day, I was motivated to want to do more because I seen the condition of the children that I was coaching and teaching, and I wanted to be a blessing. They tell you it takes a village to raise one child. And my motivation when Coach Dante and I sat down with amongst other coaches and professionals, we decided to say, yes, we're going to take this up and we're going to do something about outreach. Because at the end of the day, who can do for us than us? We have to be able to say we're going to step in the gap, we're going to do for our people, and we're going to love doing it. Because I think right now, love is almost obsolete in our community. I think we need to reteach and retrain ourselves how to love one another. Right now, the love is not there in our community. Me and Coach Dante, we've been around a lot of influential people that's been held up high regard in leadership. And I think they haven't been doing us justice in our community. A lot of professional people say they love us, but their paperwork don't say they love us. So we want to hold them accountable and say, yes, we're watching you, and we're going to support you, but also we're going to make sure you do for us. So that's my motivation. I'm proud of Coach Dante. I call him my brother, but at the end of the day, me and him, we teammates. But we're going to tackle this issue together. We're going to motivate one another together. We're going to definitely tell people, listen, we love you. We want to do for you. And like Martin Luther King said, we're going to be a servant. I was just telling my brother John, we was being a servant to Karen Renee. We was helping her on the campaign trail, and it wasn't working. It was me saying, okay, we want to give help to somebody. We're trying to do something good. And we believe she was the lady, even though the outcome wasn't what she wanted, but we felt like she was the person that's going to say, yes, I am that person who's going to address your needs, anything you say, or any questions you have. We're going to sit down and we're going to talk about it. We're going to work through it and get it done. We still believe in Karen Renee. So the fight is not over with. Right now, we just took a time out. And we're going to go back right back at it. But that's just me and who I am. I want to let everybody know who's here. It's small in numbers, but for the ones who are here, I love you. We're going to do right by us. That's the last thing I want to leave you with. Okay?
What's your name?
What's your name?
What's your name?
I'm Jerry Brooks.
Okay. And you're here because?
Yeah,
Mama told him. Yeah, he was Mama told him.
And Andre just graduated.
Yeah.
Eighth grade.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
What school?
So we went to his graduation, and it was an eye-opening experience. Man, he goes to a great school, and remember how when we went to school, you know, they had classes for Spanish. We had one class Spanish. They're learning all the subjects in Spanish.
Oh,
Like
wow.
it's becoming mandatory for them to know Spanish. So they're having social studies in Spanish, science in Spanish. You know what I'm saying? Not just one Spanish class. You cheat through that, you like, but you don't know Spanish.
Right.
They're making sure these kids are coming out six. They're coming out bilingual. They're coming out bilingual and with an eye-opening experience because, man, if you're not in a school district where they're doing that, then you get left behind. You just really get left behind. And it made me think, just thinking like, you know, all the people that move here to Atlanta with these $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 jobs, they're not going for the whole, well, we, 48th in the country.
Right.
They're not going for that. Like they're creating schools and school systems, charter schools and systems where they're going to raise up their education, which is great, right? But then it just makes me think about everybody else who is status quo, don't see that this is happening.
Yeah.
This kid, there was a girl there that she did the whole thing in Spanish. She just learned Spanish, when did she start learning?
Sixth grade. Yeah.
Sixth grade, she's bilingual, fluent. I'm just now working on my Spanish, trying to get there. By the time I get there, it ain't gonna be no big deal. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even special no more.
That's right.
You know? Right? So, but thanks.
Okay.
You got
That was North Atlanta,
North Atlanta.
He going to North Atlanta.
You're going to North
Since second.
and that was at Sutton, and that's
They
the
start-
same cluster. That's
Yeah,
what
there's
y'all
this North Atlanta cluster, so they
Okay.
start at his school, which is at E Rivers.
Yeah.
It's a DLI, dual language immersion. So they track these kids from elementary, middle, on through high.
That's amazing.
He took high school Spanish
and science.
and science, and so
Seventh grade.
he doesn't have to, he's taking what are you taking, Chinese or Mandarin at North Atlanta? Because he's finished his high school for language. Yeah.
My children, they're learning Mandarin also.
Yeah.
But we're trying to get an immersive program, like you said, and that's just phenomenal to move the needle, where it's not, like you said, skin of your teeth, learn, hola, and all that.
Yeah.
It's, how can I hold a conversation, be transport planet in a place where all they do is speak Spanish and not feel overwhelmed, because that's what we've been learning since we were young. So,
Like when I dropped him off to school, his Spanish teacher made, open the store because the teachers are opening the students' car door as well. Situated. She speaks to him in Spanish all the time. All the time. It's not hi moms, it's hola moms, they speak, so this is something that I kind of sought out when I moved here because I knew where he was supposed to go to school in Clayton County. They didn't have that, so I ended up having to get an apartment in Buckhead just to take them every day
That's right.
to school. So
absolutely.
that's what we do.
I want to hear from the young man.
My name is Miles.
Your birthday's
What grade you in? I want to know what grade.
third grade.
Going to third grade. I'm going to third grade in my birthday summer.
Oh, okay. Happy birthday, Mom.
My name is Rashida, and I'm the mother to these bright young men, raising them up to be esteemed young men. I'm very proud of each one of them, and just wanted them to get in on a conversation and just hear what's going on, chime in and they, how they see things, because we can have all these ideals, but they're the ones that are actually seeing everything through their lens.
And let me say something too. Me being a coach, I want children to hold me accountable for me doing my job. Because at the end of the day, the expectation is, if I want them to be great, I want them to make me be great. At the end of the day, like I said, it takes a village to raise a child. And right now, our village is depleted.
But you know where that starts at home. The
Definitely.
reason why is because I hold them accountable.
Yeah.
Which sometimes they'll come to me like, Mom, so and so did this, so and so, or mainly, or it could be the teacher.
That's right.
I was just thinking that. I said, you know what you're doing is perfect,
Come on,
right?
now. No, Mom,
She gotta start it
I
early.
was just thinking that.
Yeah,
Too.
we'll keep
Close
mine.
in.
Thanks.
So Mom, let me ask you this, before we go too much further. You were asked to speak, we asked your name, and then specifically, you was like, I really don't know what to say. But you said the right thing, and now you're $10 up on birthday.
That's right.
But
Early.
if you had kept your mouth closed and just said, I'm Miles and that's it, and then adhere to who you are, you might have been $10 poor, right?
Well, hi, everybody. Good evening, good afternoon. I'm Joe, barber here at Custom Kicks. I like to say that now I'm a mentor. You know, I'm a part of everything that's going on here. You know, I like to just what we got going on is a great thing. You know what I mean? It's something really to be a part of. You know what I mean? Especially when I'm looking and I'm listening to these young men, this is what we aspire to create. You know what I mean? This is what we want to do. We want to encourage the young men and ladies to community, period, you know, to be better, you know what I mean? To be outstanding, you know. So when they get older, they can sit where we sitting at, you know, and become pillars of the community as well. You know what I mean? So what we got kicking off here is like big business. You know what I mean? You know, with everything, like positive things that go on, we're gonna have some things. As long as we stick together, you know, we keep everybody in order, we're gonna make it. You know what I mean? I'm ecstatic to be a part of this. I've been trying to. I had dreams, you know, goals and aspirations, and this is it. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to see the future, custom kicks, everything that comes with it.
My name is Gloria. I am MSW social work. I'm also certified peer specialist, addictive disease, mental health, and WAM. Um, my thing is, I work for Hope Atlanta. They contract me to model, I write model train looking for unsheltered individuals, providing them with resources for what they need in order to refer to other places. And in addition to that, I also have a case of adequate recovery where I do individual sessions with our people. You know, every morning on my way to work, I always say, God, I don't know how you're going to use me today, but I'm open and I'm ready for whatever and how you need me. You know, I've been listening to you all talk, and I'm like, okay, we're in Gwinnett County. So automatically my mind is going like, okay, what agencies, what they got off up in Gwinnett County? Has anyone contacted the community, Gwinnett County Community Service Board? You know, I mean, I'm just going, my mind is whirling about resources available up here, because this is what I do. You know, and it's good to see the young man. You know, my grandson is on the he's going to the second grade. He's on the principal list. He's number one in his classes, and his goal is my daughter asked what he want to do when he graduate. And the first thing he said was, like, I want to go to Japan. And so that's what we're working with right now. Is reaching the goal of him going to Japan when he graduates. You know, so I believe in feeding our children, especially our children of color. I believe in not only educating them, but also disciplining them along with that, because it got lost in the way with the government and everything and stuff. You understand what I'm saying? One thing about, I mean, I'm looking at y'all, I know with my mama and dad, you know, and it wasn't just my mama that I got it from. If the David was there and it happened, I got it from them too, and they got it from mama. You know, because like you said about that village taking us to raise us, and that's a missing link right now, because we got so many people. I ain't getting involved. I ain't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? They're turning their head the other way. I'm really just not caring. You know what I'm saying? Because we got too many young people, even with your age, because they're recruiting our kids in elementary school. These games and everything. You know what I'm saying? I had a lady call me when I was in Georgia State. She was like, 2 little boys went in y'all mailbox, and it was my books. You know what I'm saying? But it was a grown man driving them around, telling them to go into people's mailboxes. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta start at the head and get to the tail. You know, so it's like, and I see families down at 5 Points. I see the father of him. You smoking a blunt, your children right there and everything, and then you wonder why.
Right.
You wonder why. You showing them not to adhere to the laws and regulations, and then you want to know why they ain't doing what you tell them to do. You know, this thing, I take things down to different levels. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to the levels, it's come to our parenting. You know, like you said, we got to speak up. We got to get together. This is our community that we got to take care of. You know what I'm saying? Now, yeah, others will help. Oh yes, you know, like I was with the mayor one night. He would tell me he's running for the city of Atlanta. He would tell me he's running for mayor out of the airport. So then when he become mayor, and we down at the middle of that new housing thing that got the containment housing thing, I told him, I said, you remember, he came out, yeah, that night from the airport. I said, well, you didn't tell me you was running for mayor. You know, and then he came back out, you know, we took a picture together, but the thing is, those connections, you never know. Those divine interventions, okay? Just call it what it is. Don't push my finger nobody, but hey, you never know those golden connections, that favor, you know, and how to use it. You never know, because you might be that only Bible somebody might see that day. As soon as if you profess to be one, then you need to act with one. That's what God is saying. You know what I'm saying? But your reality is every morning that you wake up, because the first thing you need to recognize is that you did wake up. A lot of people did. You understand what I'm saying? So wake up, and then the question is, okay, then what can I do today outside of me? Because see, this ain't about you. See, this thing bigger than you. You know what I'm saying? You're just being you. So the thing is, are you willing? And what you're willing to put in. See, when you can step back, not take this personally, you know what I'm saying? And just look at it and see how you can be used, what you can put in, and this, that, and other. Then you will be effective. Then the communication will be effective. Then you will get results. Then the money will come. Them resources, them connections, and all that gonna take place. And guess what? Yeah, she might be like you said. She just talking and then now, but then she be doing. Cause see, I don't need what mouth saying. I need what your feet doing. See, I need where your actions going. I'm gonna shut up.
I like it. You keep going.
No, listen, I'm just thank you for coming. This woman is a beautiful woman. I've been knowing you for a while, and she just ain't talk, y'all. I've seen her advocate and be with clients, like passionately fighting for her, like in real time. Yeah, and I've learned a lot from you, and I'm just grateful you get and be a part of it. I know you do a lot of stuff. And whatever you give is appreciated. You know what I mean? I mean, your services, I would hope, wish that we could duplicate you, you know, and all the services. I know you, and I don't ever want to spread nobody such as yourself too many. I already know, like, how you move and work.
I need to connect you with my outreach director at my church, and I go to the church in Buckhead. Our budget is $10 million. So whenever somebody like this 501c3 year, I need to take you to bed so she can drop you a check. Say this for this, then the third, or whatever, go. Yeah, go. Facebook says you got the invoice. You say here.
Amen. Amen.
No, that's fine.
Thank you, Story.
City.
What's up?
What's up, y'all? I was running a little late. I actually come from Cut the Job and had a football team. Yeah.
John's his son.
You know what I mean? Job's my son. This coach right there, this is coach. It's funny because TJ was up there this morning, getting him and his son haircut. And he was talking about when he was under you being a coach when he was a little boy, and how great it was. You know what I mean? And how the times have changed. Like you said, he used the same word, depleting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
Just being around him, you know what I mean? You know, Josh started out, I had him sitting down, whatever, he pushed him into football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? By the way, I'm City, y'all. I am the manager of Cuts and Kicks Barbershop. You know what I mean? Help Dante to the best I can. Dante be busy, man. Dante be getting a haircut on me. You know what I mean? You go in that bathroom with shorts and sneakers on and come out in the suit and tie. So was it a telephone? You know what I mean? He'd be like, man, I gotta go see Miss Paris. Then he'd be like, man, I ain't get home till me and Tim was at the Congress Lady campaign. I said, what y'all is Congress Lady? Then you see him on YouTube. You know what I mean? Right. You don't need to be a boss. You know what I mean? But all of that, you know what I mean, today showed that when I was cutting their hair, you know what I mean, and talking to Josh so big, man. I took some pictures of him that had 7-on-7. You know what I mean? They sent me some pictures and stuff. I'll show you in a little bit, but the progress of it. You started something with them boys, right?
Yeah.
They all ain't together right now, but the ones that we had our eyes on, Matt Ryan,
Yeah.
Ja,
Yeah.
the other Matt Ryan, MJ. You know what I mean? They all still. Where y'all going? Chick-fil-A, MJ. What? You don't even go there. What you? My mom's to pick me up there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like that bond they
Yeah.
created.
Yeah.
TJ was talking about that. TJ was like, but the parents. He said if the parents would have kept us together
Come on, man.
and sent us to the same high schools,
Come
so
on.
we could have stayed together like how Ja them together. If Ja and them togetherness now would have been like how TJ and them was when they started. He was like it'd be bigger than what it is now instead of not. You know what I mean? That just be motivation to me. You know what I mean? And then I'm tired. You know what I mean? But I had to come up here and make some bread. You know what I mean? And force myself to be a father. Right? Because they're not gonna be like city. You know, just it ain't personal, but you know, come on, he got this going on. I have to call, make sure what time, you know what I mean? And then do the same for some of the players. You know what I mean? And it ain't really a lot when you genuinely doing it though. People get stressed out about stuff they don't want to do. But gotta do it. You know what I mean? You gotta go to work because you gotta pay the bills, but you don't like the job. You're gonna be stressed out. Gray hair, your body gonna be hurt. You know what I mean? Me personally, I'd be ecstatic just to wake up.
Come on.
Me and my brother had no mother and father after 12, bro. We left the crib 13 and a half. We ain't been home 6. We raised each other. You know what I mean? I thank God we turned out. We was Rikers Island babies. We spent summers on the island. Come down here, get shot, go. You know what I mean? We've been through the ropes. Only God, bro. God, like the purpose is way bigger than what the streets is trying to do. You know what I mean? So this has put me on a whole. Dante, I'm on a whole. I don't even know what I be thinking. Okay, it's resources. I get up in the morning, like the resources, and then I got to do this. It's a whole nother round versus street stuff. You know what I mean? And we grown men, and we got kids. I got 7 boys. You know what I mean? They grown, but Ja the one, he gonna wear my last name on the jersey. You know what I mean? So to say all of that is, I just want to thank y'all because y'all important. I seen that today. Whatever the Chargers put in them boys, they on the field using that today. You know what I mean? As the community, you guys created a bond between boys that's gonna have that bond. I know for a long time.
Oh, let me say this. Don't keep saying y'all. You invited to and you a part of it. Because the one thing about it, even the president of the United States, the president can't do nothing without the cabinet. And yes, I may have been the head coach, but I'm so grateful for these type of gentlemen that raise those young men to be who they are. So City was a major part of that. Because at the end of the day, it wasn't too many dads. Out of 20-some boys, it might have been City and one other dad.
Right.
President. And we have to change that in our community. Because we want to see more dads. Not to say the mother is not important. We know, for me, the black woman is God. But at the end of the day, we want the black woman and the black man to stand toe to toe, standing tall. Because we know the benefits from that. But like I said, it was a team effort. City was major. MJ Dad, Coach Matt was major. Because the other boys got to see another man there for them. And at the end of the day, it wasn't just, I'm here for my son. City was there for all the boys. If any other boy need anything, City gonna be right there with them. It's not just about job.
Yeah.
It's about the team.
Yeah.
And right there, it's so monumental. I put him on the statue. For me, as the coach, because my coaching style was, yeah, I might be the head coach, but my assistant coach, I'm major, because they pull the trick. I get blamed when we don't do it good. I don't mind taking the blame. But when we do great, I give them all the credit because they put me trick.
They know how to do.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
But I appreciate you a lot.
yeah, man. Yeah,
And you
yeah.
know I love you.
Oh, yeah, of course, man.
But I definitely want to give you your due because you was very major in a father,
Yeah.
not just your son, but the other boys on the team. And we had a girl too.
Yeah, all facts. And she was fine.
So y'all got to understand, we won just about, well, like, we had a girl and won the championship. Okay. With a girl, and she was quarterback. All right. Come on. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say,
Oh, go ahead.
But see, yeah, I mean, you being there for the kids. When I was coaching, I was like, man, on the field, and I see this guy with a big chain. Shiny. Looked up there, who was that guy?
Yeah.
He was like the Godfather.
For real.
Not only was he the only dad there, he had a big chain on. That showed you season.
Yeah.
And that stuck in my mind. And then maybe a couple of years, 2-3 years later, we in the shop, city's working here. She's having great help. Things are really grown up since. And we just talking. He's like, about I was before Tim. Tim, what's his name? Coach Tim? Yeah, Coach Tim. I'm like, Coach Tim? He was like, yeah, and then it connect, you had that moment, that light bulb moment.
Right.
Oh, you was the guy with the chain. You was the guy with the chain.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, that was divine. It was divine, like, out of all the places. You know what I mean? For you to be connected in that circle.
Right.
And that's one of those moments I was like, man, I'm so glad that, you're gonna have disagreements with people constantly in life. But when I'm able to connect with somebody and your reputation's good,
Right.
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? It just made me think, well, I got way more good relationships than I've had bad.
Come on.
I didn't go through life doing things that people are worried about if they saw me later with, or somebody would say something. Because that's how I lived my life, and I felt proud of that. I felt proud to know that this guy was like, okay, small world.
Right.
All we got to do is just bring it together.
Yeah.
So man, I really appreciate it, and it's like, things happen for a reason. I know it sounds cliche-ish, but I mean, out of all the places, it's crazy that you would end up here and to be a part of the way this is going. So I'm just blessed to have you.
We are.
Alright, so I'm John Jackson. This group right here got plenty of titles, so I'm possibly Brother John. I'm in the business of being an option. Whatever transpires, whatever goes on, I got two words in hand. I'm like you said, as you woke me up, I glorify you. What can I be doing to help somebody else? I think one of the most powerful things that we can do is sit here and talk. Communication is key. A lot of times in the community, we just don't even know what's going on because we haven't talked about it. And then the trick of the enemy is to make you feel like you're the only person going through it. Once they do that, they can separate you and start taking the things that they need. We're fortunate to be in a great location, being here in Lawrenceville, where they have a mindset of trying to get some diversification going on. But they won't fool with you unless you can take care of what you gotta take care of first. So I'm all for this pro-black, pro-us, and sometimes that transcends color because it's a state of poverty, it's a state of mental health, spiritual health, physical health, which it don't matter how we look, we still here in the same predicament. But as leaders, we gotta draw from one another and find out that when I'm weak, we're strong as a unit. And then when I come in, I'll use a coaching display because he on the football side, you guys on the football side, the basketball coach. So y'all got y'all good looks, I got these long arms. And what happens is we get so far from talking to one another and knowing that if he doing everything on the left side of the field and I don't have to worry about the left side of the field, I can be a dog on the right side, right? I handle my responsibility, knowing he handling his responsibility to the best of his ability. I can just be unleashed. But you gotta build that trust. So now, without going into what we're gonna talk about later, I've just been in a position in which I had older heads remove me from those instances where I would have faltered before I had a relationship with a higher power that said, I'm gonna do the drive. And that's gonna come. But when they took me and said, nah, you can't be here pitching, you can't be with us on the block, you got other things to do, that was no coincidence. We said it repetitively. Coincidence had nothing to do with a divine meeting. Those who are here on this day, the inflection in my voice, the way I carry myself, the way you talk, we will be transformed. So when we disperse, that we empower in our positions to the next time we come together. So when I see these two young men, it's landing on good soil. We're just gonna keep pouring into them. But as us being the elder statesmen, we gotta reassure ourselves in listening to your testimony, your trials, that you went through something, but you still here. And I might be going through something, so I can get to it to be here. And when it comes to basketball, I've done the shorties all the way to professionals. I've been in the Swanee Sports Academy in the back with Bill Crusoe and Emmanuel Blackwell, Kyle Korver, Al Horford, all these guys. But that's a name drop to the fact that the untapped potential. These are the next generation. But now we're not taking what they do on the basketball court. We empower them to what they do in the community. So I look forward to what we got to do. I'll get into a repetitive circle. We can be here all day talking about how great this opportunity is. But I'll turn it back over to you just before an introduction of myself is just a person who's here to remove obstacles. They've been taken away from me so that I can thrive and be in the position that I am until I got it right. So why not do the same for the next generation? Because when you raise the water and the tide, all ships come up. So
That's right.
that's how we look.
Appreciate it, Brother John.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go straight to announcements. So recap, Mother's Day went very well. We had Mother's Day appreciation / stash appreciation. We had my cousin's banana pudding cake. She came through and did a thing, pound cake. We also had massage therapists here. We still have massage chairs up. I realized that people thought that we just bought a chair, and they were thinking that we was just having the chair you sit in.
Right, I see that every day.
It was like, no, we had some real people with fingers. Like we didn't just buy a creepy chair and have you sit in that chair. You know, so it's how we gotta rephrase that. You know, well, we're gonna bring the massage therapist back. Definitely will put it.
Let me say this.
Yeah.
Now, this was Mother's Day.
Yeah.
What happened to the advertise? I didn't get any notification about the Mother's Day thing.
We don't. That's a social media.
Okay.
He's also.
Yeah. But
No,
my
it's
man,
good
at the end of the
accountability.
day, I just know I want to be, or
Yeah.
I wanted to be a part of it.
Yes.
But go ahead.
Well, we're gonna skip down to the upcoming Father's Day event,
Okay.
which is the 15th of June. So we're gonna do a barbecue for that, and we would like kids here, and we want let me know if you guys who wants to be a part of that team and put that together for the 15th. We want to do that very, very big,
We're gonna be in
Yeah.
charge of that. Part of it.
We're gonna be doing like I want to say like an online flyer, like an advertisement,
Okay.
and we'll make sure that everybody gets one that's on the platform. And then what I would like for everybody to do is to just put it on platforms and everything, because what we're trying to do is invite the community. You know what I mean? Like these young gentlemen here, they come, might be some other kids to come. They get to know each other, they create relationships. You know what I mean? So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build something. Mother's Day came, it was successful. But every event after that, we want it to be major. You know what I mean? We want everybody to know, we want the community, surrounding areas, wherever they come from, we want them to come and see what we got going on and see, everything. So we're going to be doing that, fathers, brothers, sons, that got kids, we would like everybody to invite all of them. You know what I mean? So see, Father's Day is Father's Day.
Yeah.
You know, and men work hard and go on long week. You know, that's just how they treat it. You know, it's not like Mother's Day. You know what I mean? I don't know. You gonna give massages. You know what I mean?
Well, we gotta come back. We're gonna come back.
That's what I'm saying. But if you come to cuts and kicks, you know what I mean? You gonna get a massage that day.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's right.
Let me say this too, because we all have resources.
Mhm.
And if I can help you, and it's no big deal to me, I'm gonna help you. Our contact, we was on a radio show, you seen us.
Mhm.
The radio station said they would promote anything we have going on. So that's a major platform where
Yeah.
we can get that one radio station. Like I said, you already know Dante be busy.
Yeah.
I'm busy as well.
Yeah,
But
y'all is.
What me and Dante do is I'm gonna provide you the information.
Mhm.
And if you wanna say, well, this is what I want the radio station to say, play this,
Okay.
we're gonna get it done.
That's what's up.
Because like I say, we all have a lot going on. But if we can get it to the right people and make it happen, let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Just knowing, because like I say, you got a lot going on. I do. I know she do. She has a lot on her plate. Brother John, I know he has a lot on his plate. But if we can kind of get the right people in the right position to make things happen, let's do this. So I will be giving you the lady that's at the radio station number
Okay.
and let her know what the Father Day entails in all the details.
Gotcha. That's
Because
what's up.
a lot of people, just like the food, me and Brother John, our great friend who went to high school, he just donated the food. Like it's a lot of people just give you stuff.
That's waiting to do something.
They are because they know this is positivity.
Mhm.
So if anything they can do without the recognition, he didn't want the recognition. But I'm grateful for his heart
Yeah.
to want to do it. Same thing with the lady at the radio station.
Right.
It's not on V103 or nothing like that, but it's just one radio station.
Mhm.
Somebody might hear it. It's
That's right.
89.3.
Mhm.
So remind me, don't leave without the information.
Okay.
And it's good practice, y'all. I mean, think about it. You know, when we get to that stage, we want to be able to be comfortable in a presentation. So, you know, practice on these stages. When we get to the higher radio
That's right.
stations, whatever, and we all practice. You know, it was good practice. I didn't even know what we was going to talk about.
Right.
Tim
Me
was like, "Let's be there." I was scared. What we talking about? In the green room, like, all right, this might be a good time to rehearse it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, you don't have to remember the truth.
Exactly.
That's right.
You don't have to remember the truth. And so when you speak the truth, you know what you're doing is what you're doing, no matter where you at, right? But it's good practice for us to be a part of. I want all of us to be a part of that if we can, and spread the word and connect with people. So it's safe to say that you are going to be responsible for Father's Day. Okay.
Well, you
Next.
already said 2 words, man, 2 words, free food.
Free food.
You said on Facebook, you
Yeah.
said on radio, Facebook, Instagram, all that. You just said I'm gonna bring the crowd in.
Yeah.
So, bro.
And we gonna do that.
Mhm. Oh yeah. We're gonna take care of it. That's what our mission is. We're gonna be resilient and we're gonna take care of the community.
We definitely gonna do that.
You know what I mean?
And what's a blessing to me, and just like we have an older mom in here, majority of our grandmothers that I know of, she loved to feed the family and the community. Now, both of my grandma, it doesn't matter who you was. You come down the street and you need something to eat, you gonna get fed.
Right.
And they call it Southern hospitality, but I know I got people from up top, like John. Grandma did the same exact thing. If you hungry, we gonna feed you. And I think we're missing that out of the community too. So I'm pleased to say that we have an event here. As long as I have enough time, I'm gonna make sure me and Dante go collaborate on food at the end of the day.
Oh yeah.
And we're gonna make sure, like he got the drink, but we're gonna make sure we're gonna have food for the community. And it's not about paying, we just wanna make sure we feed.
That's it.
That's the least we can do is feed you. Let's do that.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Coach.
Okay. The next thing is campaign experience. We touched bases on this a little bit. I'm not gonna go too deep into that. That was a whole, it was a great experience with Miss Karen Renee for 13th District. Tim and I had a part of being a part of that political process. We learned a lot. We would love to bring Karen to the fold and maybe speak, and we can also speak on that experience, and how we engaged in that, but we won't go into too much detail about that today. We'll save that for later. The next thing is blood drive, having a blood drive on 6/29 of next month. Looking at a location, whether it's gonna be a Kroger, a Target, we got a couple of things we have to go through, for that to be confirmed in the process of that. But we will get updates on that blood drive, before that time period comes. That's 6/29/24. Our first men's group, I believe, I don't have the date on here, I believe it is the 9th. Our first men's group,
The ninth to
Sunday, June.
June 9th.
June 9th, yeah. That is our first men's group. We'll be discussing topics from the male perspective. Only reason why we don't have a woman's group is we just need a woman facilitator. So anytime that we find one, we can put that together, okay? But that men's group would be and all ages, for now. We'll break it up and make that inclusive. All right, that's on the 9th. All right, next is nonprofit. So when we talked about last time we were here, we came up with some areas in which we wanted to address nonprofit. Everyone put their email down on that list, right? So I'm going to be sending you some things as far as our mission statement and where we are in our nonprofit process. So literacy, athletic, technology, accountability, purpose. So we wanted to put together into one nonprofit a mission that would incorporate some of these areas, these living areas, and how we hone in on certain demographics to address some of these determinants when it comes to individuals living a better quality of life or having success in that area, right? And so with that, we started the process of our 501c3. The name of that nonprofit is called Creative and Kinesthetic Development. It's a play on C and K. Just changed the words a little bit. C in case, creative for C in, and kinesthetic. And kinesthetic really is spoke to me in regard to the movement of learning and how to learn through movement and how to learn through experience. I've learned different as a child, and I didn't really realize that I was different in my learning process. I was told that you had to learn a certain way, right? And the way that they taught you is the way that you had to learn, and that's how you were judged and how you were scaled on a system that if you didn't abide by that, then you did not excel. It wasn't until I found the way that I learned, which was through experience, which was through movement, that I was able to tap into my genius, if you will, right? The way that I learned was different, right? And I learned that a lot of us learn different.
Yeah, different learning styles.
Different learning
Some people
styles.
hands-on, some people read.
hands-on, some people.
So developing your learning style.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And bringing that to the fold in this nonprofit is a movement, right? And it's not just a talk, but it's a movement in learning, it's a movement in development. And so we came up with this name, Creative and Kinesthetic Development. And so in this process of this nonprofit, we sent forth the paperwork and so forth. So we should be hearing something back within the next 15 to 20 days to really get this thing underway.
I like the fact that you got leadership at number one, and it's crazy because, everything happens, when it's supposed to, because now in light of the fact that now that the NCAA is gonna pay these boys for coming to college, but they should have been paying them while they're getting all these millions of dollars for their athletic programs, but the reality of it is now she's gonna have